Don't blink, it's your blink. Welcome to a brand new day. It is the 24th October 2024, which does sound really nice. The fact that there's 24, 24, and then a 10 in between, super cool. This is my first video of the day, so I'm super excited. And as you know, it's gonna be very anime, very anime. So, the subject of the video, let's see the subject, and after we'll say why we're doing it, and after we'll get into the video in itself. So, the why we're doing this video, and no, the subject of the video. A lot of people doubt Bleach being, one of the big three. So, if you guys know me, I'm 31 years old, which means I grew up with Dragon Ball, and after that there was a big three. The big three was considered to be Naruto, and it was considered to be Naruto, was considered to be Bleach and One Piece, right? Those were the successor of Dragon Ball, and there was a lot of manga on the side, but those were considered Holy Trinity. So those were considered Holy Trinity for three reasons. It's working a group of three. Before we continue, the number three is very important to me. I don't know why. I just love numbers. The number three feels so good. Like for example, when I do video, I always have three steps or three mentality. I have the ing mentality, which is the nice guy. I have the vendetta mentality, where it's the kind of like an asshole but righteous. And I have the myself, where I'm in a way of, well, I don't really care, but I want to make a video about it, you know. So the big three was that. The big three, again, One Piece who lasted 30 years, Naruto who lasted 17 years, was still producing towards Boruto. And it's in Naruto, but it's the same universe. And we got Bleach, who was the first one to finish, but at the same time, is still releasing anime. Now, the reason why we're doing this video, right, is because a lot of people don't consider Bleach to be, don't consider Bleach. I'm just gonna show my tattoo. I'm just gonna flick the tattoo, for no particular reason. Why Bleach isn't part of the top three. Now, in my opinion, Bleach is it's one of those really good ones. The reason why I tend to prefer Naruto is for the simple reason, and this is gonna be, a lot of people gonna get offended, and if that's the case, well, that's life, right? Get over it. The reason why I tend to prefer Naruto is Naruto, you can read it 3 to 4 times. There's so many elements to the story. I'm sorry, this is my first video. Let's have a cup of coffee in. Gonna help. There you go. So, the exact reason is super simple. Naruto has so much elements, right? And those elements are constantly. And it's kind of cool because when you read the manga, and I never watched Naruto, so there's still some content there for me to watch. And when you think about Naruto, when you read Naruto, there's so many good moments, right? But when you read about Bleach, the problem with Bleach is the writer is a genius. That's its biggest issue. That's its biggest problem. This is number one issue. The thing with Bleach is there's so many elements, right? My apologies. There's so many elements that you get to discover along the story, right? For example, Aizen is considered to be the biggest villain, and just to show you, and again, it feels bad because I have to constantly compare. I'm comparing Naruto and Bleach because I've read those two. I didn't finish One Piece, and I don't know if you could finish One Piece because it's not finished. But that's the exact reason. That's the precise reason why I'm comparing a lot to Naruto. Naruto has a bunch, a plethora of an amazing villain. We have, from the very beginning, we have Zabuza, we have Orochimaru, we have Pain, we have Madara, we have the Akatsuki. The Akatsuki are all kind of cool characters. We got Tobi, which ended up being Obito, who is protecting Madara. And the best thing about Naruto is the villain and itself is told, the last villain in itself. This is my problem with Naruto. And I know it's a Bleach video, but it's gonna be very quick. My problem with Naruto is you introduce Madara, and when you talk about the story of the Uchiha, which is very, very early on in Naruto, not even Shippuden Naruto. And the thing with that is the final enemy was Madara. And you're like, holy shit. I would have taken that Madara, and I would have taken the Sasuke versus Naruto. But they had it Kaguya and the Black Zetsu. And although I think it's kind of cool, I know they did that to sell Boruto. And I'm like, dude, you fucked up because you didn't need that. You didn't need that, you know? That means that with Bleach, we had the same villain till the very end. And it's exactly the same thing. The same thing happened. So the main villain and Bleach, and that's the beautiful thing. You could think that the main villain is Ewatch. But I'm gonna get some info for you guys. I'm gonna get some info, and it's gonna be some cool info too. But the main villain of Bleach is actually Aizen, and that's the thing with Bleach. Do I think that Ewatch is a cool villain? Absolutely, I do like him. The thing is, Aizen is league ahead of him. Yes. See, I just said that Naruto had an amazing villain. Bleach has one amazing villain, only one. It's Aizen. Yet people still refer to him as amazing. And the most beautiful thing about Aizen is he isn't introduced as a villain as quickly as Madara is in Naruto, but he's been a villain since the very beginning. He's been a villain before Bleach was before Ichigo was born. He knew about the hollow which is inside of Ichigo. He knew about his mom being a Quincy. Oops, spoiler. My apologies. He knew about his father being a Shinigami. And even people are saying, yo, but he's perfect because he's also a Fullbringer. So here's the problem with Fullbringer, okay? I'll do like not a complete recap, but I'll tell you a lot of information. So grab a seat, grab a drink, grab some food, it's gonna be fun. So the thing with Fullbringer is, so the original manga, and the way it's written is perfect. It's perfect, right? The way it's written is, the story started with Ichigo being able to start seeing spirits, which means that he has a spiritual presence, which means that he's able to see Hollow, which means Hollow are able to see him, which means Hollow are going to want to eat him, right? So Ichigo's like, okay, well, I'm going to become a Shinigami to protect my family because they're targeted because of me, and I'm going to become a Shinigami for that. Then he's able to save his family. He loses friends. Who he gets imprisoned because of him. He feels guilty. He wants to get her back, right? Then we realize that the whole thing was a. That's the beautiful thing about Ichigo. You realize the whole thing was a setup from Aizen. It's like, okay, I just came here for Rukia. I don't care about Aizen. I don't care about your soul society. I don't care about your drama. Fuck you. And then Aizen realized that Orohime has the power to help him a lot. So he kind of kidnaps Orohime. And once again, Ichigo comes in. Ichigo, the very first thing that he does, he isn't trying to fight Aizen, he's trying to save Orohime. That's why, in my eyes, and again, I'm gonna get some hate for that. Don't care. In my eyes, when you look at the Ueko Mondo arc, you know, you realize now that I know my shit. My favorite battle isn't even Ichigo and Aizen. It's a cool battle, don't get me wrong, but it's not my favorite. My favorite is Ulkoria and Ichigo. See, Ulkoria really believes that Orohime had her place in the Ueko Mondo. There's multiple times where Ulkoria treats Orohime like a fucking queen, dude. He protects her from the bully. He feeds her. He becomes her friend. He becomes her friend, right? And then they're fighting, and Ulkoria is stronger than Ichigo. And Ichigo doesn't realize that Ulkoria is nice to Orohime. So he's like, fuck you, I'm getting Orohime back. And then when he realized, that's the thing with Bleach, it's beautiful. It's almost poetic, it's almost a melody. So during the whole battle, there's this beat, right? So beat. Then the beat goes down. Like you go in a club for the beat down, for the beat to go back up, and you feel it. So what happened is Ichigo uses power, and it's kind of cool because we kind of figure out that Ichigo was also a hollow, as you can see on the tattoo, and he realized that he is stronger. He realized he cannot really control that power, so he finds some people to help him control the power, but it's not perfect. So when he fights Ulkoria, which is also a hollow, he says, okay, well, I need to use the hollow. I don't have a choice. So what he does is he transforms into a full hollow, and he loses power. Hear me out. hear me out. This is my opinion. Korea to that point doesn't get really serious. Doesn't really get serious. When you see that Ichigo is a Vasalorde that no longer has control of himself and might hurt Horohime, that's when he really, 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 really gets involved. See, the beautiful thing, I'm talking about the villain, right? To a certain degree, the villain and Bleach aren't villain. To a certain degree, the very first villain that you meet is Byakuya, which is the brother of Rukia. And the only reason he goes against Ichigo is, in his mind, Rukia was fooled because she's dumb. That's the way he thinks. He doesn't see her as equal. He fooled her into giving his power, or worse, he stole his power. It's like, oh yeah, you fuck with my sister, my adoptive sister, by the way. I'm gonna fuck with you back. And then since Byakuya, and that's the thing, Byakuya isn't a villain, and never was he treated as a villain. The thing is, Byakuya is of a noble family, and because he is of a noble family, then people are loyal to him. Abaraji really cares about Rukia. He really cares about Rukia, and he cares about the Rukia in a way of love, which we see at the end. But the real reason he goes with him, because he want to assist Byakuya, because he's a huge plan for him, you see? And that's the beauty of Bleach. Where the only villain there is Aizen. Now, I promise you some cool information. The manga, okay, which we took a huge detour, but here we go. The manga starts with Ichigo being able to see spirits. He fights with Aizen, and he realizes that the only way to go and to beat Aizen is to go Super Saiyan and put all of his spiritual energy and to use all of his spiritual energy, and and if he does that, he loses all his power of spirits of Shinigami. And the manga, in the mind of the creator, ended there. The manga ended with Ichigo using all of his power and not being able to see spirits anymore. That's why when he becomes full bringer, that's when it happens with the 1,000-year war. But the 1,000 years war was never planned. It was never planned. That's why I like it a little less. It's still some great shit. Still some great shit though. See, it's also about Ichigo. Ichigo has this lone wolf. He's like, oh, I'm a martyr. I'm a martyr. I'm a martyr. I'm a martyr. Need to be like everyone. When you understand why, because he personally feel responsible for killing his own mom. It's just sad. See, when you go to Soul Society, everybody's there. It's like, oh, Ichigo's the bad guy. He's not that. The real bad guy is Aizen. And that's the most beautiful thing. Ichigo kind of goes against Soul Society. And sure, the Soul Society is flawed for sure. Ichigo goes against the Soul Society because they're a bad guy in his mind. And Soul Society goes against Ichigo because he's a criminal in their mind. So they're both a different understanding of moral. There's both a difference of, this is what I stand for, this is what you stand for. Our ideals aren't matching because they're not matching. They're fighting. Right? And the most beautiful thing is, like I said, the reason why I do prefer Naruto a little bit is because, hear me out, this is gonna be a fucking insane take, okay? And I'm an anime lover, so it means a lot to me. So the reason why I tend to prefer Naruto is Naruto, the story of the growth of Naruto is better to me than the growth of Ichigo. Facts. The story of Naruto is, there's so many increments that, oh yeah, I remember this. Oh yeah, this is emotional, you know? The problem with Bleach, the story of Bleach is way better. Way better than Naruto. Is, I believe, tenfold better than Naruto. The problem with the story of Bleach is a ton of increments, right? For example, understanding that Aizen was behind it. Aizen was looking at Ichigo. Aizen was researching Ichigo. Aizen was the one who gave the shitty Gekai, which is the non-spiritual form, the normal form of a human to Rukia, right? He is the one that gave her that. So she would use a spiritual power and give it again and again and again and again and again. The reason why he was willing to sacrifice Rukia, because she was a perfect victim. Rukia was a perfect victim. Rukia was part of a noble family without being of a noble blood. Rukia was part of the elite, but only because she kind of looked like the the ex-wife of Ruki, like Byakuya. So it's really special, and there's some increment of that. The first time I read Bleach, in my mind, was the best manga I've ever read. Now I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I read Bleach after I read Naruto. It's like, this is so good. I prefer Bleach. And then I did the biggest mistake of my life. Biggest mistake. Anime-wise, of course. I've read Bleach a year after. I knew everything that was gonna happen. I knew every single spoiler, which I know what you're saying. Yeah, but Ink, you chose to read it again, right? That's your fault. But the story was so bad because I knew everything. Right? It was so bad. That's the beauty of Bleach. I'm gonna give you guys an example of how Bleach is really, really, really fucking cool. Bleach, and now I'm in love with Bleach because I'm starting to read it again. After 7 to 8 years, I'm starting to read it again, and because I'm starting to read it again, I'm in a position where I kind of forgot all of the spoilers because I didn't watch the anime, and it is so fucking good, so good. I'm gonna give you an example why things like that are super good, because I'm also a lot more mature, thank God, because people. I'm trying to be nice with the noise, but some people don't care. One of the example, right? I was seeing a short, which also inspired me. So the reason why we're doing this video, also, is because I kind of found a cheat code. So lately, because I was supposed to have a job this Monday or Friday, so this exact week, supposed to get a job. Now what happened was I wasn't chose. It was between me and the other guy. The other guy was better. Life happened. So what happened is I'm trying my hardest to stay up until the sunrise, because like I said, I have to stay up until the sunrise. That way I get 6 hours of sleep, 7 hours of sleep, and I'm still filming some great content on this camera, right? And when I wake up, I have 18 hours to be on my phone to do whatever I need to do, and you realize that you're doing 24 hours content, which is great. Yesterday I was in a position of too tired to stream. Now streaming is hard because I don't have a lot of viewers, barely get any viewers, to be honest, and the hard part is being entertaining. It's easy to have a conversation with someone, it's harder to have a monologue, right? So I was like, I'm too tired to talk, that's why I'm not gonna stream. And I had an hour and a half, and I went into a rabbit hole of YouTube short for Bleach. And one of the Bleach thing that inspired me to do this video today was the story of Kenpachi and Yoruichi. Not Yoruichi. Yoruichi is another character. Is Senpaito. So Kenpachi is this really cool character, right? It's really, 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 really cool character, and my favorite character, to be honest. And they were talking about how it was hypothesized that we knew from the beginning that it was a sword. And it goes so well because even though I know the ins and outs of Bleach by heart, because all you need to do is read it once or twice and you got it, it's still a mystery to me. Because listen, it is so cool. So we're talking about the Zanpakuto. Zanpakuto is the sword of a Shinigami. There's a spirit inside the sword. So the closer you are to the spirit, the more of the power of the spirit you're able to get. Think about Naruto and Kuruma. Think about every single Shinigami having a lesser spirit, so a lot less stronger, a lot weaker than Naruto, but than Kuruma, but still. And usually they don't have a physical aspect. Well, technically that's not true. So Ichigo, being also a Quincy, has a part of him that is Ewatch, which is the father of all Quincy. and he's able to see Ewatch. And then you're like, yeah, but Ink, he's not a Shinigami. Ewatch is a Quincy. That's his Quincy power reacting. Is it? Because one of Ishigo's best friend is Ishida, and Ishida just happened to be a Quincy. Yet, very weirdly, when he first meet Ewatch, she doesn't know Ewatch. So why did Ewatch decide to show himself to Ishigo? Now a lot of people are saying it's because he saw the future. He saw that Ishigo was going to be his final fight, right? Which is true. But at the same time, it is the exact proof to show that yeah, there is a possibility. So we have Kenpachi, Zaraki Kenpachi, that has his Zenpacto, and you're like, okay, well, why is he able to see his Impacto? Why is everybody able to see his Impacto? And a lot of people say this is how crazy Kenpachi is. He's that strong. He's that strong that you get to see the Zenpacto. Everybody's able to see. He's that strong, right? And the reason why we love the Kenpachi is because he doesn't give a fuck about the whole society. He wants a good fight. So think about a character like Vegeta, whose only reason to help the Z fighter is to be able to keep on fighting Kakarot. In the same way, the only reason Kenpachi wants Ishigo to stay alive is because he's a good fight. But then Kenpachi, when you look at it, and the logic, it makes sense that we were able to see it. But I believe in my own theory, and that's the point of this video. So what we're going to do is going to end the video here. We're going to do a part 2 with the reason as to why Bleach is the best. And that's going to be my theory of Kenpachi, which is on its own very good. But it's like, this video is the steak. The Kenpachi is the salt. You wouldn't have salt without the steak, but you would have steak with salt.